Now on CoastTV News.
Big box battle, the pushover potential of eastern Sussex County getting a Costco and Target. What is up for review today at a public hearing? Monument move debate why Georgetown is looking at taking the monuments out of the circle and the next steps in that process.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Elisa Weber and welcome to Coast TV News Midday. Our top story this morning, plans are taking shape on Mulberry Knoll Road. Developers are proposing a Target, Whole Foods and Costco. You can see that location right here on your screen. It's called Atlantic Fields and heads in front of Sussex County leaders today. It's an initiative that has brought a mix of excitement and pushback, with plans calling for those big anchor stores. Here's how massive this complex is. The Planning and Zoning Commission's public hearing will go over a nearly 700,000 square foot proposal. In order for the construction of a Costco, Target, and other stores to begin, the land must be rezoned. Right now, it is an agricultural residential district that must change to a C4 commercial district. We spoke with people who live in the area, and they had more concerns than anticipation for the new stores.
And when we moved here, I specifically looked into, with the builder and other areas, what the area was zoned for, and it was zoned for residential, agricultural. And to change it dramatically to commercial is going to have a terrible impact on not just us, but the entire area.
If you've been to the Christiana Mall on a weekend, that's effectively what we're going to have here. This is not really what this area is suited for.
After today's public hearing in front of the Planning and Zoning Commission, we are expecting the council will have their public hearing in October. And that's not the only project on the agenda today. Two more big projects are set for discussion, one of those being Crosswinds LLC. You can see that location of the project right here on your screen. It lies off of Lighthouse Road in Selbyville. According to the agenda, developers want to change this plot of land from an agricultural residential district to an agricultural residential district residential planned community. Developers plan states that the 183-acre property would bring 352 homes. And the second big development is Marlin Cove. Here they are looking to change an almost 61-acre property from agricultural residential to a medium-density residential planned community district. That project is located on New Road near Lighthouse Road, also in Selbyville. According to developers, this project seeks to bring 210 units to the area. And we are now taking a live look outside at Rehoboth Beach. We see people on the boardwalk. Our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono, is going to be joining us. Chris, those people are being brave with the rain that we have been having to be outside.
Yeah, that's right, Elise. I tell you what, they're making the best of this gloomy day. I wish I could provide some sunshine, but it's been quite a rainy 24 hours on Delmarva. Over 2 inches of rain there. Harrington, right on the 2-inch line there in Milford. We saw about just over an inch there into Lewis. Other areas we saw over 2 inches in Salisbury, over an inch in Georgetown, and just over a half an inch there in Bethany Beach. Yeah, there's a live look into Rehoboth. Wave heights about 3 to 5 feet today. Still have a high risk of rip currents. Sun trying to break through those clouds, but having a hard time doing so. We have a lot of cloud cover all wrapping around this area of low pressure, this pesky area of low pressure sitting over Richmond. It's actually going to be pushing eastward through the day today and into the overnight. Winds have calmed considerably from where we were at yesterday. We had gusts 40, 50 miles an hour. We're quite mild. A bit of a mugginess in the air as well. 69 in Lewis to 70 in Dagsboro. So as we make our way into the afternoon, not much in the way of sunshine. Could see a stray shower or sprinkle. Otherwise, it's an overcast afternoon with temperatures in the low 70s. Coming up, we'll talk about some big changes, sunshine returning, and the warmth is going to be returning in a big way. We'll talk more about that coming up in that 7-day forecast. Elisa.
That is good news, Chris. Thank you. Well, possible movement on 2 memorials in Georgetown. According to the agenda for today's Circle Advisory Committee, the group is expected to discuss placement. This includes the markers that honor fallen Georgetown officer Chad Spicer and Police Chief Harvey Gregg. Car crashes that damaged the Spicer Memorial led the town to consider moving the 2 structures, which sparked debate. Georgetown Police Chief Ralph Holmes says Spicer will always be their small-town hero.
We always want to make sure that we take time out of our schedule, whether it's a holiday or not, that we come out here and officially remember him as an agency and invite the community in to think about him for that very, very short moment because he gave everything for this town.
And the town confirmed the Chad Spicer Memorial will be brought back to the Circle. The Georgetown Circle Advisory Committee meets today at 3:30. Also happening today in Georgetown, a piece of Delaware history could soon see some changes. The town's Planning Commission says an application for a historic review to expand the Sussex County Superior Court is submitted. Plans call for an over 3,700 square foot addition to the courthouse. The Georgetown Planning Commission will meet this evening at 6 o'clock. In traffic news, DelDOT says there will be nighttime lane closures on US 113 south at Aero Safety Road. DelDOT says that project will start on Sunday, September 28th and last for 2 weeks, weather permitting. This week is Construction Appreciation Week in Delaware, and the Department of Labor and DelDOT is hosting free workshops, presentations, and job fairs this week. Friday, there is a hard hat and high heels workshop highlighting women in construction. The event is at United Electric Supply in Newcastle County. The Maryland Department of Natural Resources says it's receiving requests to change the 6-knot speed limit in the Fenwick Ditch to be a minimum wake zone. It is an area just south of the Maryland-Delaware border. On your screen right now is a map of Fenwick Ditch where those changes could take effect. MDNR says this would affect a portion of the Ocean City canals and inlets regulated area. A boat advisory committee will meet on September 18th at the TAWS State Office building. Coming up after the break, future fee adjustment, when you can learn about possible changes to Delaware state park fees and what Denrick says could be sparking that discussion. Denrick is considering increasing park fees for the first time in 10 years. Denrick did not say how much it's considering upping the fees yet, but says more information will be coming September 30th. Denrick is hosting 3 open houses on their plans. The Sussex County House is scheduled for Wednesday, October 1st in the Officers Club at Cape Henlopen State Park. Denrick says since the last fee increase, operating expenses have gone up 127%. In Lewis, an attempt by 12 people living on Hornkill Avenue requesting annexation into the city is back up for discussion. Here's the area we are talking about. Starting at 18 Hornkill Avenue and moving southwest, today the Hornkill Annexation Committee will discuss financial impacts and the pros and cons of a possible annexation. The group is also set to review a zoning and land use analysis. This will all take place this evening at 5 o'clock.
Well, as we take a live look into Ocean View, overcast skies there. At least we don't have the high winds like we had yesterday, 70 degrees, and we should stay primarily dry through the afternoon, but can't rule out a spotty shower. So we're slowly beginning to make progress here in our weather. Dan Carter, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, you're the winner of our weather umbrella. Coming up, we'll talk about a nice warm up ahead in the days ahead. We'll bring it to you coming up next. Well, we had some rain this morning through Lewis and portions of Sussex County. That has since tapered off, but the overcast skies are with us, all thanks to this pesky coastal storm that is still to our south. You could see some shower activity just to the north of Milford, but pretty much dry, but just very cloudy across much of Delmarva. Most of the precipitation has weakened and shifted to the west as this area of low pressure kind of sits over Richmond. It'll eventually kind of push to the northeast over the day today, and that will kind of keep us in the clouds and give us that ongoing chance of a shower and drizzle. Winds, though, have calmed considerably. You can see the winds have pushed to the north, the gusty winds at least. We're seeing much calmer winds than what we had this time yesterday when we had gusts upwards of 50 along the coast. Temperatures right now are at 69, Lewis 69, Georgetown 70, Laurel 68, Salisbury to 70 in Ocean City. A little mugginess in the air. We have dew points in the mid to upper 60s, and we're going to stay in that range here over the next few days. We'll drop a bit with a cold front that's going to be pushing through late Friday. Coastal flood advisories are kind of lingering here along the Delaware coast through about 8 o'clock tonight. That's due in part to the high surf and that persistent onshore flow that we had. Could see some minor tidal flooding up to 1.5 feet through high tide cycles. So we're going to stay gloomy today. Now, as we go into Thursday, we begin the day with some clouds, but gradual clearing through the afternoon. Highs today, 74 Georgetown to 72 Lewis, 74 Vienna. We'll see a high of 74 in Salisbury to 72 in Chincoteague. Can't rule out a spotty shower, some drizzle through the afternoon into the early evening hours, but it's going to be a rather cloudy evening. Then as we go into Thursday, some patchy fog, possibly some drizzle at the coast, but then by the afternoon, skies begin to clear, and we're looking at temperatures rising into the mid to upper 70s. And then by Friday morning, clear skies. Could see some fog develop as well there ahead of the 80s. Look at that, mid to upper 80s by Friday afternoon. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. There's the winds out of the east-southeast today. 15-mile-an-hour gusts possible, but winds are going to be pretty quiet through the evening and calm as we go into Thursday, more of a northwesterly flow. Not expecting much more rain here, at least through Thursday morning, maybe a 20/10 of an inch. We get this system out of here, clear skies by your Friday. We have a new tropical storm in the Atlantic. Tropical storm Gabrielle, just named a tropical storm at the 11 a.m. advisory. Expected to stay a tropical storm here over the next few days, not affect any landmass, and then likely become a hurricane into early next week. Could impact Bermuda. Will likely curve away from the East Coast from the latest computer models, but we still keep a close eye on that. 74, gloomy, spotty shower, not as windy, patchy fog, drizzle, damp night, 78 with the early drizzle, and then we're looking at that sunshine by the afternoon, 85 by Friday. Beautiful day, picture perfect, and we're looking at temperatures rather calm, staying in the mid 70s through the weekend, and a calm weather pattern at least through early next week as we stay right around 80 degrees.
Thank you, Chris. And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Halfway through the week, and we've got a couple of things today coming up on Coast Life to make sure you can get through the rest of your week. You know Secrets in Ocean City. It's known for its casual parties and fun lifestyle. Well, what if you could take that out onto the Ask the Woman Bay with Secrets Cruises? We're also going to be stopping by Ocean City to celebrate all the skaters here along the East Coast in a ceremony that you definitely want to be a part of. And we'll be chatting about, when it comes to owning a second property, you might want somebody to handle all of that for you. Well, we've got the folks that can do exactly that. All of that and more is coming up today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
The historic Lewis Farmers Market returns this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at George H.P. Smith Park. In case of bad weather, the market will move to the Lewis Elementary School parking lot. In Salisbury, changes are happening at the Salisbury Zoo with new animals, new habitats, and even a special goodbye. According to the Facebook page, the William E. Morgan Conservation Center is welcoming two axolotls named Daphne and Velma. The Canada lynx are moving back into their renovated space. The flamingo habitat has been updated for plans for future visitors, and a longtime favorite, the oddball, the macaw, is heading to the Maryland Zoo in Baltimore September 19th to join their ambassador program. Coming up tonight on DSN at 6 o'clock, it's live college field hockey when Salisbury University hosts Stevenson University. Then you can catch the final score at 10:30. Along with that game of the night, here's what you can expect on DSN Plus. At 4 p.m., Appoquinimec hosts William Penn in girls volleyball. At 5:15, First State Military takes on Polytech. At 5:30, we have some Bayside Conference field hockey for you as Decatur faces off against Queen Anne's, and Parkside is at Kent Island. Fall isn't just for football, it's also for marching band. The Delmarva Sports Network will cover 6 marching band competitions featuring over a dozen schools from across the peninsula. These competitions will stream exclusively on DSN+. The first one is scheduled for Saturday, September 20th. And Sunday Night Football on CoastTV on September 21st. The Kansas City Chiefs are in the Big Apple to face the New York Giants. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock. CoastTV will be right back. It's still considered relatively rare for a young adult to have a heart attack, but past research suggests that while heart attack rates have declined in older adults, they've increased in those under age 40, especially among women. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither looks at the data and what one of the study's authors hopes people will take away from it.
In the U.S., it's the most common cause of heart attacks. Coronary artery disease causes the narrowing of arteries due to plaque buildup, restricting blood flow. But not all heart attacks are caused by blockages.
There are different types of heart attack and non-traditional heart attacks that can affect younger people.
Dr. Claire Raphael with Mayo Clinic is first author of a study that looks into why there's a concerning rise in heart attacks among young adults, especially younger women who don't necessarily have traditional risk factors like high cholesterol. She says 1 in 10 heart attacks in women under age 65 are caused by something called spontaneous is coronary artery dissection, or SCAD.
The artery in the heart suddenly develops either a tear or blood forms around the outside of the artery, and that impedes the blood supply to the rest of the heart. So it causes a heart attack without having any cholesterol buildup.
Researchers say SCAD was nearly 6 times more common in women than men and typically affects younger and otherwise healthy women. Raphael says it can be triggered by something like intense exercise, but can also happen out of the blue. And she hopes this data brings awareness of more non-traditional causes of heart attack, even if more common causes aren't present, to prevent patients from being misdiagnosed.
Anyone can have a heart attack. It's not just older people or smokers. So if you have chest pain and you don't feel right, get it checked out.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, we're halfway there, halfway to the weekend. We have overcast skies on Delmarva this morning, 70 in Laurel. Not much in the way of temperature rise. Looking at highs in the low 70s through this afternoon. And get forecast anytime. First Alert Weather Phone, sponsored by Broxton Mandalas Federico. We'll have a look at your 10-day forecast coming up. Well, we'll finally kick this pesky coastal storm out here by Thursday morning. By Thursday afternoon, expect sunny skies and wall-to-wall sunshine. Friday, 85, and the weekend looking fantastic with temperatures in the 70s, and will stay quite mild into early next week and dry with temperatures near 80 degrees.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Midday. And for more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Don't forget to join us for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Have a great day.